One of the best ways that you can correct color in your photographs is with Adobe Camera Raw. And you can access Camera Raw as a standalone application from Adobe Bridge, or you can also work with Camera Raw from right inside of Photoshop. Simply go to your Filter pull-down menu and choose Camera Raw as filter. And in either situation, what you'll want to do is work with the white balance tool. Now, the white balance tool is really easy to use. So here, I want to show you a couple of examples which will require that you start off with the tool and then you make a few custom adjustments. Here, we'll select the white balance tool, and next, you want to position it over an area of your image that you think should be neutral. In this case, this is a portrait that I captured of a bride. And here, I think that this dress is white, but I'm not sure if it's pure white, so I'll go ahead and click on it. When you click on the dress, you can see that it definitely has removed a color cast. Click on the preview checkbox. Here's before, and then now here's after. Yet the question is, should this area be truly neutral? Well, I don't necessarily think so. I think it made the image a bit too warm. So here, we can further customize that by decreasing the color temperature, and here I'll just drag this to the left a little bit so that it's a little bit more of a subtle correction. Now when I click on the preview checkbox, you can see the before, and then now here is the after. So in certain situations, you'll use the white balance tool, you'll click on an area of your image that you think should be neutral, and it will be perfect. Other times, you might need to further customize your temperature and tint sliders. Next, let's look at another photograph. We'll click on this one here. This one was captured in some shade on a cold afternoon up in Washington. And whenever you have a bit of shade, you tend to have a little bit cooler color temperature. And you can see that in this photograph. Now, I was there and I remember that this jacket was black, so I'll go ahead and click on the white balance adjustment tool and then click on an area of the jacket. In doing that, you can see that it's color corrected the photograph. Here's the before, and then now here's the after. And in this case, I think it did a pretty phenomenal job. Now, of course, you could always go back and further customize this by modifying these sliders if you wanted to bring it back to a little bit of a cooler tone as well. Yet with a portrait, having a bit more warmth in it makes this image that much more inviting. Again, we'll click on the preview checkbox. Here is before, and then now here is after. Now, if you're new to working with Adobe Camera Raw, I have a few courses which I've created which will help you really get into how you can use this amazing tool. Yet here, I simply needed to highlight how we can start to work with this white balance tool because in most workflows, you begin in Camera Raw and you color correct your image here before you even get to Photoshop. If you neglect to take that step, you can always access Camera Raw as a filter because working with color temperature and creating a color-accurate representation of what you're seeing is really easy when it comes to Camera Raw because of this tool and because of our temperature and tint sliders. All right, well, after having made those adjustments, in order to apply those settings to the photograph, all that we need to do is to simply click Done in order to exit and apply those settings.